We've gotten flow all wrong. We talk about it as the dissolution of boundaries, the moment when self disappears into activity, when separation melts away. But that's not flow, that's dissolution. Real flow is when boundaries learn to dance. This distinction matters because we're living in a moment obsessed with either rigid boundaries or their complete absence. On one side, people building walls and insisting on pure categories. On the other side, people claiming all boundaries are artificial constructs that need to be dissolved. Both miss the point. Boundaries are useful fictions, narratives that must exist but are less solid than we pretend. The boundary doesn't disappear during meaningful conversation. It becomes more flexible, more responsive. Consider the most generative collaborations. A jazz ensemble doesn't work because the musicians lose their individual voices. It works because each musician maintains their distinct style while becoming exquisitely responsive to the others. The boundaries between instruments remain clear even as they create something unified. Look at successful cross-cultural dialogue. It doesn't work by pretending differences don't exist, but by allowing those differences to remain distinct while finding ways for understanding to move between them. Native American spirituality doesn't become Christianity, and Christianity doesn't become native spirituality. But someone like my conversation partner's grandfather can become authentically both, flowing between traditions while honoring the integrity of each. Flow states and creativity work the same way. You don't lose yourself in the activity. You become more yourself, just with the boundaries between intention and execution becoming more permeable. The painter remains the painter, the paint remains the paint, but the separation between vision and expression becomes less effortful. Even in nature, flow preserves distinctness within unity. An ecosystem doesn't work because everything becomes the same, but because different species maintain their unique roles while creating interdependent relationships. The cat in that wordless flood movie doesn't become less cat-like as it learns to cooperate with other species. It becomes more adaptable while remaining essentially feline. Real flow is boundaries becoming responsive rather than rigid, permeable rather than walls, dynamic rather than fixed. It's the difference between dissolution and dance, preservation through graceful transformation.